You know, if Niall was a girl, Sheba wouldn't have let anything bad happen. Hey everyone, welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we had a big confrontation with Banna, and this time we'll be making our way into Tantal. Now, I am not 100% certain how far we're going to be able to do with side questing, because there's some weirdness with it. The ship captain was in the line, going to deep morning for late fan. There was always the steer ship. So Dodolan gets selected to replace Dodolan brother before we'll have to work hard to make trip success. Dodolan not worry though, with Prince of Tantal aboard getting an interesting piece of pollen cake.
Say, chum, which one do you fancy? Pyra or Mithra?
Zeke. You can't just ask someone... Anyway, they're the same person. I've never really thought of them separately.
Are you serious? But they're like totally different characters. Like, Mithra is jolly intense. And Pyra is just totally mellow, or, I don't know, what's the opposite of pushy?
On the outside, maybe. But Pyra's got a lot of backbone, too. She can be pretty stubborn.
You seem to understand them pretty deeply. Well, I suppose you are their driver.
Hey,
Yeah?
you're a prince from Tantal, aren't you, Zeke? Why were you in the Praetorium?
I mean, you can't just ask someone.
Oh, his old man kicked him out.
Oi! No, bad blade, bad. How long have you been standing there?
From about... Which one do you fancy?
Which one do you That's the whole conversation.
As I was saying, my prince got disowned by his father. He spent all his time traveling the world for fun, instead of attending to his studies. Then bye!
It wasn't for fun. I was learning all about, society and international relations.
International relations, that what you call it?
Oi, can it you? What are you doing anyway? Dissing your own driver.
You guys crack me up.
I love him, really.
Oh. Anyway, he sounds tough. Zeke's dad, I mean.
Tantal is an isolationist society. Crossing its borders without leave is strictly forbidden. It's been that way for ages now.
Oh,
But you've seen how my prince here is. Couldn't stop himself leaving a few times, so he got chewed out and disowned. Back when he was 15 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Then the praetor himself found him half dead on the ground one day and took him in. He made up that special envoy stuff.
And that's how you ended up in Indol. It all makes sense now. Oh, but wait. Is it safe for you to go back to Tantal then?
This time we've got official business from the Praetorium. It'll be fine. Probably. Besides,
Yeah?
Tantal is too ignorant of the outside world. It needs a wake-up call.
Sire, we have reached the designated coordinates. Please.
Right! Ready?
You betcha!
Huh?
Shut up and sit down, chum. This'll be great!
My lord, Genbu has begun surfacing.
I am aware. It's Pandoria.
Then the prince...
Yes.
We have received reports that he made contact with the Aegis in Indol.
So after 500 years, he makes his move. Praetor Amalthus.
My lord?
We must act to protect our days of peace, even if they are a dream that cannot last.
It's just like a bigger version of tortoise.
It's called Genbu. It's the same, like, Titan type as Uriah. Normally, it's submerged in the Cloud Sea.
Even in early fall, it can get pretty cold inside Tantal. Mind you don't freeze.
I really can't stand the cold.
I can provide my own warmth. You can stay close to me if you like.
Me as well.
You guys are pretty handy to have around.
Well, it is our trademark, right?
Essentially.
Aren't you going to be cold like that, Shellhead?
I'm used to it. I'll be dandy.
He's naturally dense. It's good insulation.
Oh, makes sense.
Stop encouraging her, gang of bullies!
Yeah, Tantal's music also is like almost unnecessarily awesome. But yeah, I mentioned last time that we had. Actually, did I mention was the last time? I think it was last time. There's quite a bit to talk about regarding the last cutscene from last time. So, we're just going to say it straight up because, like, it's pretty. They basically all but show you. It gets confirmed later on, but Nia is a blade, and that's something that I actually really love because it's foreshadowed from very early on. The hot spring scene. Of course, let's be honest, that is mostly just for your fan service stuff, but it still does leave that interaction in, where it's, oh, there's some secret that Nia has that she doesn't want to share with other people. And whatever it is that Nia's capable of, again, that's stuff we'll find out later, that it's able to, I mean, like, Niall was straight up dead. We know that if a driver dies, then that's when their core, or when their blade returns to its core. Why is this cutscene so early?
Hey, Nia? Do you, mind?
Come on, it's not so bad. You're just so warm. I can't help it.
It's a function of what's known as infrared radiation.
Gramps knows everything.
I'm not your personal heater, you know?
My lady, if you desire warmth, why not take some from me? Miss Pyra seems to be in some distress.
No way. Your fur's all stiff and spiky with a cold. It'd be murder on my sensitive skin.
But, my lady...
Hey, is it just me, or are the ether lines really dim?
What is meaning of ether lines?
You know, those things. The glowing threads that run inside a titan.
That is the glow of pure ether coursing through the Titan's body. You can compare it to the bloodstream of a human.
You've got good eyes. Genbu has pretty bad circulation compared to other Titans. They say it's why we have a cold climate and awful crops.
So it's cold-blooded.
Call it what you like.
kind of weird that this is one where the music restarts, but whatever. But yeah, that whatever. Because again, there might be. I don't know exactly how it works. So you can release blades. That is something you can do in the game, but I'm not fully certain how that works from a lore perspective. Obviously, it's mainly a gameplay thing. Hey, we need to, make room for things, and you don't want to just have, way too many blades. It's kind of just ease and whatnot. But yeah, yeah. And one thing, again, with that scene, Kirsty Mitchell, fantastic job of voice acting. Again, I hate to harp on it a lot, or so much. But like, a lot of people do have, not great things to say about the voice acting in 2 especially, and I do get where they're coming from with a lot of it. There's a lot that's not the best, but I think a lot of that is, again, I don't mean to say that he did a bad job with it. Al Weaver, still, again, there's like those slower cutscenes that have Rex involved, fantastic, but you have people like Sky Bennett, you have people like, I think, Catch My Hue is Xenoblade 3. Who is Nia's voice actor? You have Kirsty Mitchell playing as Morag. You have Sky Bennett, who does both of... I just Captain My Hue, okay. You have both... Amy Shannon Edwards is Mia. You have Sky Bennett doing both of Pyra and Mithra, and doing them very differently. And, of course, we have, it's David Menken, I believe. There's a couple I'm just trying to do off the top of my head. David Menken, I believe, is Malos, for example. And, like, there's so many really good voice actors, and it does make the fact that Rex's performance is a bit on the lacking side. It makes it really stand out. But, like, especially during that cutscene, Kirsty Mitchell does a fantastic job with Morag during that. So, like, it's... In hindsight, it really does seem like a really big non sequitur, what we had the last 2 episodes with Banna. But it does lead to some very good things. It is, I feel like, it's more of a, alright, we're gonna have a little comedic break in here, because we just had a lot of serious stuff go on. And I do get that. It's a nice little cooldown, because we're about to get to a huge stretch of story where, we're gonna have a lot of side questing to be done, and a lot of story stuff that I don't want to interrupt at all. Do we trigger a cutscene? That's my next question. Or do we have to start heading towards the capital?
Nice. Very
Looks
nice.
like we don't have to start heading towards the capital yet. We have to start heading towards to get the cutscene to activate. But it definitely feels like it's a cutscene that is meant to be, or it's a section of the game that's meant to be a little bit on the more humorous side, but it still does put in a lot of work with being just overall a good, it still does progress the story, it still progresses the characters, and it progresses the world a little bit as well. I do have weird feelings about that part of the game. There's Deep Green Oscar here, by the way. As you can see, he is an Enlude. Enlude? Whatever it is. I think this is a... When will we fight him?
Wow!
Do we want to do that now?
Amazing places in it.
I don't think I even want to do that quite yet. jump.
Shall we dance?
We're just gonna let this happen.
A mere flesh wound.
But yeah, it's.
Tora made things
I'm
a little
still.
easier for you. Next time,
Again, like, a lot of the Banna stuff does seem a bit out of left field overall. It feels a bit out of place to the rest of the story. But it's still, like, they still progress the story in its own way. But I'm still not a huge fan of it, for the most part.
Where do we go from here?
But we'll head towards the capital of Tantal. Also, again, Tantal, fucking beautiful. Tantal's another place that's kind of forgotten about. Not as much as Uriah, but it is still not as nice as it should be. Just like, I mean, look at it. Look at it. Capital Approach is a fantastic view, by the way.
Oh my. This is the very picture of the ancient civilizations I've read about.
It's a pretty classic look. You know the old land of Torna? They had a proud and noble civilization, rivaled only by Judicium at the time. But, whereas Judicium were the masters of biological arts, Tornans knew all there was to know about engineering. The proud blood of Torna runs in the veins of us Tantal-izing.
As there are people to pass it on to, civilization will endure. Knowledge is inherited, much like life itself.
Nice quote. You should write that down.
Thank you.
It's not that simple, though.
Huh?
You'll see.
A little bit of lore about Tantal. Again, we're making our way in. Again, very unique music for Theosphere.
Nice. Very nice.
Ow. And I believe heading into here.
Whoa, that's a pretty lively market.
It's the black market.
Black market?
Tantal is so cold. There's precious little in the way of local produce to sell. Just look. All the regular shops are shuttered.
You're right. They're mostly empty.
Instead, folks pay ungodly prices for produce that's been smuggled in from other nations. And since it's the only thing keeping people from actually starving, the bigwigs just turn a blind eye.
So most of the agricultural production is wasted just surviving, and the country grows weak.
Exactly.
So even the wisdom of a proud ancient civilization cannot solve all problems.
Ancient civilization sounds good and all, but basically, this place is a giant museum with no tourists. That's not going to feed anyone.
And yes, okay. So, once we head into the palace, that will be the advancement of our story progression. And will be the end of our side questing until New Game Plus. I know that... Oh, there was one... Actually, a couple other things I want to do beforehand. First off, it's...
Wow,
where is it exactly?
Many amazing
It's not here.
places in it. We discovered a good place.
There's a couple things I do want to check. Is it down here? I think it is. Yes, Theosphere. temple ruins, right? It isn't here, correct? There's a few things that I want to double check with. Yes, okay. That is what I thought. That's one of my least favorite things, by the way. This specific block, I really hate. There will be quests that are screwed over by having that block. I'm going to, I think, have to look over every single quest that takes place in Tantal, to see if we head out towards that section, because we can't do those. Actually, okay. I say that we're not going to do any side questing. That might not entirely be true. I might do one more bout of side questing before. I'm not certain on it, though. Oh, I'll have to check. Now, cracked wall here.
Lend me your strength.
Super strength. We need 2 more super strength and 4 earth mastery. I do want to do this right now. Who do we all have that has super strength? We have Poppy, obviously. We have Wulfric, who has level 1. And he also has an earth mastery with Poppy Buster. Okay. So, we equip you with an earth. We equip you with another earth. We equip Wulfric. We equip Poppy Buster on you. We go earth. We go earth. I think I've more earth masteries than necessary, but we break through here. Gives us the Altar of Sealing. Black pomegranates. I have to double check where we can get all these, because this actually is a fairly important side thing. I'm just gonna double check where we can find all these. Because again, I will open this up between episodes. But let me just double check. Yeah, I want to double check where we can find these. All of these give you just 1 point each. And as we go further on through the story, there will be a couple more things that'll open up. But yeah. So the Poison Flash we can find in Temperantia. We haven't really gone to Temperantia yet, so I'm not going to do that. Black Pomegranates we can find in Uriah. Acid Tomatoes are also in Temperantia, and Lazy Crayfish are in More Ardain. So yeah, I will, between episodes, gather enough materials to finish off the Altar of Sealing. And I'll also just have to find out what side quests we all can't do out here with that part of Tantal being closed off. I'll mainly check the Blade quests, because we have quite a few that are opened up now. Actually, a lot of them are opened up now, and especially with Zeke being added into the party, we can start doing, well, with how I want to do things, I can start adding in all of the heart-to-hearts, I can start adding in all the Blade quests there. That'll be fine. But yeah, next time, we'll start our side questing, but until then, see you guys later.